My Three Sons emerged on American television in September 1960, offering viewers a comforting glimpse into the life of widower Steve Douglas as he navigated single parenthood with humor and heart. For 12 seasons, audiences were drawn to the Douglas household, where scraped knees, adolescent anxieties, and first crushes unfolded against a backdrop of mid-century suburbia. The series radiated an aura of security and familiar warmth, yet beneath that cheerful exterior lay a web of private struggles, hidden ambitions, and unspoken tensions that no laugh track could disguise. Week after week, the cast labored under punishing schedules, churning out episodes while maintaining the illusion of effortless familial harmony. Studio executives monitored Nielsen ratings like hawks, demanding consistent performances and relentless positivity. Actors who faltered risked being replaced, those who revealed vulnerability faced the threat of career derailment. To viewers, the Douglas living room was a sanctuary. To the performers, it could feel like a gilded cage with every prop, every line, every smile meticulously crafted to conceal doubt and keep the audience enthralled. Behind the scenes, whispers circulated of private health crises concealed from producers, of personal scandals buried by studio lawyers, and of backstage rivalries that simmered beneath forced grins. Some cast members struggled with the fear of obsolescence in an industry that prized novelty and youth. Others endured the weight of public adoration coupled with private isolation, unsure whether anyone understood the cost of their sacrifices. A single misstep, such as a forgotten cue or a lapse in composure, could shatter a carefully constructed persona and invite unwanted scrutiny. Yet for all the pressure, the show provided opportunities for transformation. Weekly episodes offered a platform on which careers were made and legacies forged. The Douglas family's trials and triumphs mirrored the hopes of countless viewers, creating an intimate bond between performer and audience. But when the cameras powered down and the applause faded, many of these actors returned to lives marked by uncertainty, health struggles, and battles waged behind closed doors. This series explores the untold narratives of those who have departed this world, whose voices once resonated through living rooms and whose final chapters remain shrouded in mystery. We delve into the sensational truths behind their smiles, examining how personal turmoil shaped their performances and how fame offered both solace and sacrifice. What motivated these individuals to embrace weekly television? Which regrets haunted their later years? And how did they reconcile public success with private pain? If you are ready to confront the raw realities behind a cherished television classic, subscribe now and ring the bell. In our next segment, we shine the spotlight on Fred MacMurray, 1908 to 1991, a Hollywood stalwart who brought gravitas to the Douglas patriarch while wrestling with his own fears of impermanence. Fred MacMurray, 1908 to 1991. Fred MacMurray was born in 1908 in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, to a hardworking family whose values of perseverance shaped his lifelong approach to performance. After discovering his gift for storytelling in college theater, he signed with Paramount Pictures in 1934 at age 26. Over the next 2 decades he proved his versatility in films ranging from the morally ambiguous Double Indemnity to light-hearted Disney favorites. When he agreed in 1960 at age 52 to step into the weekly commitment of My Three Sons, he risked leaving the silver screen for an untested medium, yet the role of Steve Douglas perfectly suited his natural affability and disciplined work ethic. On screen, MacMurray embodied the ideal of devoted fatherhood with subtle depth and gentle humor. His portrayal reflected years of honing his craft beneath intense Hollywood spotlights and allowed him to convey both stern guidance and genuine vulnerability. Behind the scenes he maintained rigorous preparation. He often reviewed scripts late into the night and mentored younger cast members by offering insights into character motivation drawn from personal experience. When My Three Sons concluded in 1972, MacMurray was 64 and at a career crossroads. He chose to step away from acting and focus on private investments and family life rather than pursue further public roles. This shift revealed his ambivalence about celebrity. He valued personal fulfillment over continued fame and quietly managed his post-television years away from the glare of public scrutiny. Privately he wrestled with the fear of obsolescence as he aged out of the roles that once defined him. Friends noted moments of introspection when he questioned whether his legacy would withstand the changing tides of entertainment. These doubts accompanied health struggles exacerbated by decades of demanding schedules that took their toll on his body. In transforming from celebrated film star to television patriarch, McMurray reinvented his public persona while retaining the integrity of his performance style. He balanced polished professionalism with heartfelt authenticity and created a model for televised family storytelling that endures today. McMurray died of pneumonia on November 5, 1991 at age 83 in Santa Monica, California, closing the chapter on a career that spanned nearly 60 years. William Frawley, 1887 to 1966. William Frawley's life began in 1887 amid the hard-scrabble streets of Burlington, Iowa, where early hardships fostered a tough exterior and a sharp wit that would define his career. Long before television, he honed his craft in vaudeville circuits, silent films, and radio dramas, developing a signature gravelly voice that made him a household name by the time he reached 73. When producers tapped him in 1960 to join My Three Sons as the irascible Uncle Charlie, he brought decades of experience and a rough-edged warmth that perfectly counterbalanced the show's younger cast members. At 73, entering a weekly series posed challenges. He struggled with chronic heart disease and recurring bouts of fatigue, yet he masked his physical vulnerability with humor, turning every gasp for breath into a punchline. Audiences laughed at Uncle Charlie's barbed commentary, unaware that Frawley's jests concealed private battles with regret over lost relationships and early career failures that haunted him. His path to My Three Sons followed an acclaimed run on I Love Lucy, where he immortalized Fred Mertz. That success eased his transition into the Douglas household yet underscored the precarious nature of fame. No role could guarantee permanence. Each week he delivered sharp one-liners with pinpoint timing while internally grappling with the fear that his best performances might already lie behind him. Off-camera, Frawley's friendship with younger actors offered moments of genuine mentorship. He shared war stories from Broadway stages and radio booths, urging them to cultivate resilience in the face of an industry that prized youth. He reveled in these connections even as he fought isolation born of age and health constraints. Despite studio demands to conceal his ailments, he persisted in emptying his heart in letters to old colleagues, revealing a yearning for acceptance beyond his public persona. When a fatal heart attack struck on March 3, 1966, his collapse outside the Paramount gates jolted the entertainment world. At age 79, his abrupt departure underscored a final tragic irony. A man who mined humor from hardship died in a moment that no script could predict. His legacy endures in every rasping laugh and every affectionately gruff admonition he delivered, a testament to an actor who transformed personal struggle into timeless comedy. William Demarest, 1892 to 1983. William Demarest first saw the light of day in 1892 in St. Paul, Minnesota, growing up in a household that prized creativity and hard work. He cut his teeth on the vaudeville stage alongside his brothers, mastering physical comedy long before Hollywood beckoned. By the time he arrived in Tinseltown, he had refined an unmistakable persona, one marked by bristling energy, razor-sharp timing, and an unyielding dedication to his craft. Demarest joined My Three Sons in 1965 at 73, stepping into the role of Uncle Charlie with both trepidation and resolve. His age underscored the rarity of casting a septuagenarian in a recurring television role, yet it also highlighted the trust producers placed in his seasoned abilities. When he signed on, he carried decades of experience from Preston Sturges's screwball comedies and a reputation for transforming modest parts into memorable performances. On screen, Demarest infused Uncle Charlie with a blend of stern counsel and unexpected tenderness. He navigated scripted family clashes with an authenticity born from personal trials. His own struggles with wartime separation and early career frustrations lent nuance to each rebuke and conciliatory nod. Behind the scenes, he maintained rigorous standards, coaching younger cast members on comedic pacing and emotional truth. His presence elevated routine scenes into moments of genuine warmth and surprising wit. After the series concluded, Demarest continued to perform in character roles, though he shunned the glare of leading parts. He treasured quieter days teaching drama workshops and relished correspondence from actors who credited him with shaping their performative instincts. Privately, he battled chronic arthritis, a legacy of countless hours under stage lights and in makeup chairs. His unspoken pain often showed in late-night conversations, where he confessed doubts about whether the industry still revered his work. Demarest's transformation from supporting comic actor to television patriarch exemplified his ability to adapt without sacrificing integrity. He bridged cinematic traditions with emerging television norms, proving that age and experience could enrich family storytelling. When he passed away of natural causes on December 28, 1983 at age 91, he left behind an indelible testament to resilience and artistic evolution. Tim Considine, 1940–2022. Tim Considine entered the world in 1940, born to a distinguished family in Los Angeles where his father's accomplishments in photography ignited his own creative spark. By age 8, he had secured a role on the original Mickey Mouse Club, becoming a familiar face to children nationwide. When producers invited him to join My Three Sons at 15, he brought both a youthful exuberance and the pressure of transitioning from child star to adolescent lead. At 17, he assumed the role of Mike Douglas, infusing the character with an earnest sincerity that resonated with viewers. Behind the scenes, Considine confronted the isolation common to young actors whose personal lives blur with their public personas. While peers enjoyed typical teenage freedoms, he endured rigorous filming schedules that demanded emotional consistency. He quietly struggled with identity, torn between the innocence of youth and the responsibilities of stardom. Each episode's lines served as a roadmap for growth, yet the camera's unyielding gaze magnified every doubt. As the series progressed, Considine's bond with co-stars deepened, offering moments of genuine camaraderie that offset his private anxieties. He would spend afternoons teaching younger cast members chess and discussing literature, striving to preserve normalcy amid Hollywood tumult. Despite his outward confidence, he harbored fears that once puberty altered his appearance, the industry would abandon him, a fear born from watching former child actors disappear from the public eye. At 29, following the show's conclusion, he redirected his creative energy toward writing and photography, fields where he could explore truth unfettered by scripted personas. He published essays that dissected the psychology of performance and exhibited photographs capturing unguarded human moments. Yet even this artistic freedom could not quell his lingering insecurities. In his later years, Considine reflected on fame's dual nature, a gateway to opportunity and a crucible of personal sacrifice. His health remained stable, but he admitted in interviews to haunted memories of childhood isolation and the struggle to forge an adult identity. On March 3, 2022 he passed away peacefully at 81, his legacy defined by an unwavering quest for authenticity. Don Grady, 1944–2012. Don Grady was born in 1944 in San Diego, California, where his early immersion in music and performance set the stage for a lifetime in entertainment. At 16 he transitioned from Mouseketeer on the Mickey Mouse Club to the role of Robbie Douglas in My Three Sons, a shift that tested both his musical talents and his determination to avoid being pigeonholed as a child actor. On set, Grady infused Robbie's character with a melodic charm, often breaking into song or spontaneous jazz riffs that showcased drumming skills inherited from a lineage of musicians. His path to My Three Sons was paved by national exposure and an unwavering drive to prove versatility beyond the Disney brand. He balanced youthful swagger with reflective moments that hinted at deeper longings for creative authenticity. After the show ended, Grady faced the familiar hurdle of life after iconic roles. He pursued a career in music directing and acting, occasionally touring with jazz ensembles while appearing in guest television spots. He embraced reinvention through session work as a drummer and composing music for film and television, illustrating his relentless pursuit of artistic fulfillment. Privately, Grady wrestled with the pressure of early fame. Behind amiable on-screen smiles lay anxieties about career longevity and the fear that audiences saw only the teen idol instead of the multidimensional artist he aspired to be. His journals reveal late nights writing lyrics, grappling with identity and belonging as he sought meaning beyond the Douglas household. By embracing music, Grady transformed his public persona. Drum solos became outlets for personal expression and allowed him to reclaim narrative control. His sustained commitment to growth proved that metamorphosis is possible even when typecasting threatens creativity. On June 27, 2012, he succumbed to bone marrow cancer at age 68, leaving behind a legacy of musical innovation and a testament to the courage required to redefine oneself beyond a beloved television persona. Meredith MacRae, 1944 to 2000. Meredith MacRae arrived in 1963 at age 19, ready to carve her own path in Hollywood heritage. Born into an entertainment dynasty in Houston, Texas, she inherited her father Gordon MacRae's stage charisma and her mother Sheila MacRae's television savvy. When cast as Sally Morrison on My Three Sons, she embraced the challenge of stepping into an established ensemble, bringing youthful energy and nuanced vulnerability to the Douglas family dynamic. On screen, MacRae's portrayal reflected a blend of innocence and resilience. She navigated Sally's storylines with a sincerity that resonated with viewers, growing alongside her character. Behind the scenes, she immersed herself in script analysis and collaborative rehearsals, drawing from family dinner conversations about performance and discipline. Following her tenure as a Douglas sister, MacRae diversified her career, starring in sitcoms, movies, and musical theater. She leveraged her public platform to advocate for women's health, joining boards and lending her voice to charitable causes that championed early cancer detection and mental well-being. Privately, MacRae faced a battle far removed from sitcom laughter. Diagnosed with a brain tumor in the late 1990s, she endured surgeries, experimental treatments, and debilitating side effects away from public view. Close friends recall her unwavering optimism and determination to use her experience to uplift others through speaking engagements and personal outreach. In transforming from television ingenue to compassionate advocate, MacRae fused personal hardship with public purpose. Her willingness to share vulnerability broadened her legacy and offered hope to countless admirers facing their own health crises. On July 14, 2000, she passed away at age 55, leaving behind an indelible testament to courage, empathy, and the power of turning personal pain into collective empowerment. Beverly Garland, 1926 to 2008. Beverly Garland was born in 1926 in Santa Rosa, California, into a modest family where resourcefulness and determination were daily imperatives. She pursued acting classes in Los Angeles and soon found steady work in film noirs and westerns. By the mid-1950s, she shattered conventions as one of television's first female police leads on Decoy, proving her resilience in a male-dominated industry. When she joined My Three Sons in 1962 at age 36 as Barbara Douglas, she brought a fierce independence and unspoken authority to the Douglas matriarch role. On screen, Garland balanced warmth and assertiveness with practiced ease. She navigated family dynamics with a subtle strength that undercut traditional gender expectations of the era. Off-camera, she fought ageism and typecasting by negotiating for substantive storylines and mentoring younger actresses, refusing to be sidelined as she matured. Her private struggles included operating a small production company to support diverse voices and enduring backstage skepticism about a woman daring to hold her own in executive rooms. Following My Three Sons, Garland maintained a 7-decade career spanning television, theater, and film. She co-starred in science fiction classics and returned to crime dramas, consistently choosing roles that challenged stereotypes. Privately, she battled bouts of depression fueled by relentless work schedules, yet channeled that vulnerability into performances that resonated with authenticity. Her diaries reveal late-night reflections on balancing public persona with personal wellness and insights into the evolving landscape of Hollywood. Garland's transformation from pioneering law enforcer to beloved television mother showcased her adaptability and strength. She redefined benchmarks for women on screen and off, blending creative ambition with advocacy for gender equity. She was 62 when she left the Douglas household, and yet she continued breaking barriers well into her later years. On December 5, 2008, she passed away of natural causes at age 82, leaving behind a legacy of trailblazing performances and a roadmap for women forging enduring careers in entertainment. The curtain falls on our exploration of these departed legends whose lives across and beyond My Three Sons reflect the delicate interplay of fame, sacrifice, and resilience. Thank you for joining this journey into their untold stories. Do you feel their echoes beyond the screen and understand the full tapestry of human drama that shaped a television classic? Bill Irwin, 1914 to 2010. Bill Irwin was born in 1914 in Honey Grove, Texas, and discovered his passion for performance through college theater before embarking on a professional journey that would span radio, stage, and screen. By the time he joined My Three Sons in 1963 at age 49, he had already honed his craft in countless character roles, bringing a depth of experience to the role of Mr. Albert Riley, the kindly neighbor whose gentle wisdom offered respite from the Douglas family's occasional chaos. Irwin's path to the sitcom world was paved by decades of steady work in radio dramas and live theatre. Producers sought a familiar face whose understated presence could ground the show's more dramatic moments, and Irwin delivered by imbuing Mr. Riley with both warmth and a touch of worldliness. His performance balanced calm reassurance with a subtle sense of humor, reflecting an actor who understood the power of restraint and timing. Off-screen, Irwin continued to flourish as a character actor, appearing in series such as Malcolm in the Middle and various fantasy dramas. His career after My Three Sons demonstrated his adaptability. He transitioned seamlessly from the polished suburban sets of the Douglas home to contemporary productions, proving that reliable craftsmanship was forever in demand. Yet behind his professional steadiness lay private struggles with health challenges, hip replacements and vision loss tested his resilience, but he faced each setback with the same quiet determination he brought to every role. Irwin's transformation from a stage-trained actor to a beloved television patriarch came through his ability to listen, in performance and in life. He mentored younger colleagues, sharing stories of early Broadway productions and radio broadcasts, teaching them that authenticity arises when actors embrace vulnerability rather than hide it. His patient approach to character work underscored his belief that a single gesture, a nuanced glance, could speak volumes more than an elaborate speech. When Bill Irwin passed away on December 29, 2010, at age 96, industry peers remembered him not only for his extensive body of work but for his generosity of spirit. His legacy endures in every scene where Mr. Riley's presence reassured the Douglas boys, reminding us that true influence often lies in gentle guidance and steadfast companionship. Doris Singleton, 1919 to 2012. Doris Singleton was born in 1919 in New York City and trained on Broadway before making her mark in radio and early television anthology series. At age 42, she joined My Three Sons in 1963 as Miss Cavender, the schoolteacher whose firm kindness provided both structure and encouragement to Steve Douglas's sons. Singleton's authoritative yet compassionate portrayal reflected an educator's heart and a performer's discipline. Singleton's journey to the Douglas classroom began with standout work on live televised plays, where her precise diction and emotional clarity caught the attention of sitcom producers. They envisioned a character who could bridge childhood curiosity with adult guidance, and Singleton delivered by layering Miss Cavender's dialogue with warmth and subtle wit. Her ability to balance firmness and empathy made her an indispensable presence in scenes of both conflict and resolution. After her stint on My Three Sons, Singleton returned to guest roles on procedural dramas and comedies, demonstrating a versatility that spanned genres. Privately, she remained deeply committed to community theatre initiatives and women's educational programs, believing that art could heal and uplift. She faced arthritis in later years with characteristic perseverance, attending rehearsals and workshops despite physical discomfort, setting an example of dedication for emerging actors. Singleton's private friendships with castmates revealed the depth of her generosity. She often hosted informal reading sessions at her home, encouraging younger performers to explore classic literature as a foundation for acting. This off-screen mentorship mirrored her on-screen guidance, reinforcing the idea that teaching and performing are twin facets of storytelling. When Doris Singleton died on June 26, 2012, at age 92, colleagues honored her as a torchbearer of professional excellence and human kindness. Her portrayal of Miss Cavender remains a testament to the power of quiet authority, proving that influence often stems from genuine care rather than grand gestures. John Howard, 1913 to 1995. John Howard was born in 1913 in Cleveland, Ohio, and rose to prominence with leading roles in Golden Age films such as The Philadelphia Story. Approaching 50, he joined My Three Sons in 1962 as Dr. Baxter West, the urbane family friend whose polished manners and sincere concern added a touch of sophistication to the Douglas world. Howard's transition from silver screen star to television guest required recalibrating his performance style. Where film allowed for grand gestures, sitcoms demanded understated charm and comedic timing. He studied each script with analytical rigor, collaborating with directors to ensure his scenes complemented the ensemble's energy. His path to cinema and television crossover showcased his willingness to evolve artistically, embracing new mediums without abandoning classical training. Beyond My Three Sons, Howard returned to film and stage, leveraging his elegant presence in dramas and period pieces. He privately contended with heart disease, yet maintained an active schedule of workshops and lectures on acting techniques, believing that sharing knowledge was a moral imperative for veteran artists. In personal correspondence, Howard reflected on the transformative power of collaboration, how stepping into the Douglas family living room rekindled his love for ensemble work after years of leading man isolation. His values of professionalism and respect for craft resonated within the cast, fostering an environment of mutual support. John Howard passed away on March 20, 1995, at age 81, leaving behind a legacy defined by artistic versatility and mentorship. His brief yet memorable contributions to My Three Sons remind us that even short-lived roles can leave lasting impressions when delivered with grace and sincerity. The legacy of these three final cast members completes our tapestry of 10 departed legends. Their combined stories of perseverance, reinvention, and quiet heroism underscore the profound human costs behind a beloved television classic. May their journeys continue to inspire us to recognize the individual truths behind every cherished performance. Television can enchant us with its familiar faces and comforting storylines, but the truth behind the cameras often brims with courage sculpted from hardship. My Three Sons may have portrayed an idyllic suburban family, yet its departed cast members navigated trials that no script could capture. Fred MacMurray wrestled with the fear of obsolescence even as he embodied unwavering fatherly devotion. William Frawley transformed personal regret into razor-sharp humor. William Demarest proved that age could enrich emotional depth. Tim Considine's quest for authenticity laid bare the vulnerability of childhood fame. Don Grady reinvented himself through music, drumming away the confines of sitcom typecasting. Meredith MacRae turned her private health battle into a beacon of advocacy. Beverly Garland shattered gender barriers and mentored the next generation. Bill Irwin offered gentle wisdom forged from a lifetime of character roles. Doris Singleton bridged generations with quiet authority. John Howard embraced artistic evolution, proving that even short-lived roles can endure through grace. Their legacies transcend mere nostalgia. These 10 actors remind us that every joke carried hidden pain, every heartfelt scene demanded unseen sacrifices, and every spotlight could cast a deep shadow. They endured health crises, battled industry prejudices, and faced personal doubts to bring authenticity to our screens. Their stories compel us to look beyond the laughter track and honor the resilience that fueled a cultural touchstone for 12 seasons and beyond. If you've felt the power of their journeys, subscribe now to delve deeper into television's untold histories. Leave a comment sharing which story moved you most, and hit the bell icon to uncover more raw, unfiltered chapters behind your favorite shows. Together, we'll continue shining light on legends whose true dramas unfolded off camera. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and keep seeking the extraordinary stories behind the ordinary smiles.